Okay, guys, well, welcome to the tonight's webinar. I'm really excited. We are going to be talking about a script that's really successful. You probably already know about this script because if you have read the book, but today we are going to be stronger on it. I'm going to, if you have a way to take screen pictures from your computer, make sure you do so. It's a very powerful tool. But anyway, the purpose of this skill, excuse me, is that first of all, you are not going to try to sell anything, no products or business. Your purpose is just two of them. Invite the person to an event and preview a tool. That's simple. Okay. Now, events are really powerful, and we have launch presentations, one-on-one. Even a one-on-one is considered an event, webinar, business meetings, local events, and company events. This is one of the purposes. Also, the same purpose is to get people, for example, to look at your website, isamovie.com, recorded calls, magazine handouts, CD handouts, etc. And samples. I don't use samples so much, but sometimes once in a while I have a shake or a nice ID like or a bar. But I prefer to use the other tools, although handing out samples is not really bad at all. But anyways, but it's a powerful tool when you are using this kind of invitation. Now, 4 very important rules when you are doing this, and this is very important. The 4 rules are, first of all, be yourself. Don't attach yourself to the outcome. This is really important. The reason is because many times we get afraid. We are afraid of calling anybody because we feel that we are going to have some kind of rejection, and rejection is normal. If you attach to the outcome, gosh, then it's going to be tough to invite anybody. Don't attach, because by the way, when a person says no, that doesn't mean no right forever, but no right now. A good example, and all of you know that story, it took me 41 weeks or 10 months to join Isagenix after Jimmy was calling me every week. Now, be yourself. This is really important. Don't try to imitate anybody. Just be yourself. But make sure you are short. Show passion, but natural passion, excited for what you are going to accomplish in Isagenix and what you want to share with them. And posture is really important. The posture is to know what you're doing, not to come from a weak place, but for a place of strength. Very important. Now, these are the steps for great invitation. But first, let's start with a text. And this is something that it was added lately because text has been very powerful, as you know, in getting people to get mostly to get the appointment. That's the most important part. Now, text is, as I say, is powerful. Everybody reads text, and the purpose is to create an appointment on the phone or in person. Very simple. Now, let's start with this example of one of the texts that we have. Now, step 1, on your cell phone, select somebody that you have there that you would like to connect with. The ideal is to select at least 10 people this week. The next step is say something like, I have to talk to you. When would be a good time to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you? And by the way, if the person is long distance, you say, I have not connected with you in a long time. I would love to talk to you. Send the text. As simple as that. Now, these are the 8 steps to the best invitations, and these steps are really essential. Now, you can see them in the book GoPro on page 48 is when you start with this. The first one is be in a hurry. It's so important and the reason you say that is because you don't want to stay too long on the call and that you start answering questions that you're not supposed to answer. Compliment your prospect, really important. Make the invitation. And by the way, we're going to go through this in a second. The next one is if I were you. This is so powerful to get person to a commitment. The next one is confirmation. It's when you get the first time commitment. Then the second confirmation of time commitment. And then there's even a third one where you schedule the next call. Now, and step A is really simple. Get off the phone. We want to make sure that we don't get stuck in the phone. Now, Let's talk about the step one, be in a hurry. Here are some examples for warm market in this case. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but I really would like to talk to you. I want to reach you. Or there's another one. I have a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught with you. I'm running out of the door, but I need to talk to you really quick. You see, it's really simple text. This is actually when you get to the person on the phone. You're setting up an appointment, but you see, you're saying already at the beginning that you're in a hurry because, again, you don't want to stay on the phone. Now, next, these are some call markets. For example, now is not the time to get into this. I have to go, I have to run, but I would like to set an appointment or something like that. You're going to see the next steps. This is another one. The second part is complementing your prospect, and this is the second step. It's really important. This is, for example, you have been very successful. I always respect the way that you have done business, or for example, you always been supportive of me and appreciate it so much. And this is really powerful when you are talking to family members or close friends. Or you have an amazing mind for business and you can see things that other people don't see. This is really, really powerful too. And these are some examples. And by the way, this is going to be recorded. Don't worry, and you can see all this again. This time I'm putting everything on a PDF that you can actually see and download this presentation. Now, and this here is an example. You have given me some of the best service I have ever received. You see, you are complimenting the person. This could be somebody that's selling insurance, sold you a car, or it does some of your utilities. You are super sharp. Can I ask you for some advice? Very simple. As you see, these are complementing your prospect, and you can work with this with a cold market, also with a warm market, or you have made this a fantastic experience. If, for example, somebody, you're buying a car or showing something, and the person, you like the person, you say something like this. You are complimenting the person. It has to be a real compliment, not to have a terrible experience and you say, oh, you made a fantastic experience with me. Then you have to make this, the invitation. And here we have some examples. This, for example, when you told me that you need to make more money or hate my job or something like that, were you serious or you just kidding around? Almost most of the time they're going to see that they were saying, great, I think I found a way for you to solve all those problems. And then you continue. This is for a situation where you know that there's an area of dissatisfaction. But you see, it's really simple, really powerful, because when you say, hey, I found a way for you to solve all the problems or to make the things happen. And then, of course, this is a great way when you are talking to people that are your friends or family member or people that have been complaining about something. You can do it with health too. Somebody said, you know, I always feel tired. Were you serious about that, or you were just kidding around? I found the solution. I think I found the solution. This is another example. I think I found a way for us to really boost our cash flow. Or when I thought of people who could make an absolute fortune with this business, I thought of you. They are cool. Are you still looking for a job or a different job? Okay, and then I find a way for both of us to start a great business without big risk. And here are another examples. I just started a new business and really, before I get it going, I need practice on someone. Would you mind if I practice with you? This is great when you are talking to close friends. So you see, there are different approaches, and I'm not going to read all of them, but it's just to show you that there are many ways. And this, again, this is in the book GoPro, on page starting on page 48. And all these are so powerful, and I recommend you to go through these, choose one or two, and start practicing with the people that you're working with or the prospect that you're calling. Here is another example, and I love this one. This is the really indirect approach. They say the business is not clear for you, but I know I'm looking for people who is ambitious, money motivated, who will be excited about the idea of adding more income or more quality of life for their life. to their lives, excuse me. This is really cool. I like this. As a matter of fact, I use a lot the third-party, really indirect approaches when I was talking to people, because I was afraid to be direct with people, and this is some of the ways that I respond, as you see. Very simple. Now, these are an example. My company is expanding in an area. Will you give me a favor and take a look at it and let me know? It's really simple, as you see. Here, there's another one. I started a business with a product I think makes sense, but I would like to get your input. Will you be please check it out and give me your opinion? Really simple. Now, this is the most powerful part, step 4. Now, all of them are important. You already say that you are in a hurry, you compliment the person, and then you ask for their opinion. And then you say, if I gave you a DVD, would you watch it? This is in case you are using a DVD. If I gave you a CD, would you listen to it? You see here the clue is, if I, would you? If I gave you a magazine or some printed material, would you read it? If I gave you a link to a website with a complete presentation, will you check it out? If I invite you, and there's if I, would you? This is really powerful when you use it this way. You're going to notice that by using this kind of language, you're going to see way better response from the people that you're working with. And the if I, would you? Very important. On anything that you're doing, if you are giving a sample, the same thing. If I give you a sample, would you try it? Very, very simple. And this step 4 is really powerful. Then we have the commitment of the person to an appointment. You already asked if I, would you? Now let's go the commitment. When do you think you could watch the DVD or go to the website or read the magazine, or when would be a good time to meet? Here is when you are setting up the first commitment. Now, this is important. You are not going to suggest the time. Let them say the time, because in that way, they are the ones that they think they're in control. And so important to set up the time. Now, and then this just go the second confirmation, step number 6. If they tell you that, for example, they are going to watch the DVD by Tuesday, or watch the link to the website by Tuesday morning or Tuesday night, or whatever day you say, that means if I call you Wednesday morning, you will have seen it for sure, right? You will have seen it for sure, right? This is very important to finish this part, especially the word right. Very powerful. And you see here we have some other examples. And the reason it's so important is because you are making a second commitment. Remember, they first gave you the date, and now you are giving them the commitment, the commitment that yes, they are going to watch it. And that's why you always say for sure, right? You always finish with the for sure, right? Very powerful. Now let's go to the 7th confirmation. What's the best number and time for me to call you? Okay. And again, you are confirming the appointment. This is another confirmation of the schedule in a different way. It's very simple. Again, remember, you're confirming this 3 times. Now, actually, they say yes 4 times because they include the other yes, but 3 to the time commitment. The whole invitation takes about, I would say, 5 minutes. It seems longer, but really it's only about 5 minutes. It's really powerful, and I tell you, it works like a charm because we've been using it. I've been using something similar to this for years, but after I read the book by Eric Worre, I realized that, oh, wow, it could be even better, and that's why we are having even better results. And the step 8, as I said before, get off the phone. Remember, you say at the beginning that you were in a hurry. And again, the whole process is not going to take you 5 minutes in most cases. It's way less than that. But this is, again, is a fabulous process for you. And here is an example of one of the things that I don't know what happened here. Let's go back to the presentation. Okay. Hey, I am running out the door, but I need to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? This is an example if we are using all the steps. And by the way, that's the best results you are going to have when you use all these steps. Hey, I'm running out of the door. But I need to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? Great. This is the second step. Listen, you always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate you that so much. Step number 3. I just started a new business and I'm really nervous, but before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practice on you? And if they say sure, say, okay, great. If I gave you a DVD that laid out the information in a professional way, or I send you a link to a great video, will you watch it? Remember, would you? In most cases, they will say yes, believe it or not. It is about 50 minutes long. When do you think you could watch it for sure? And again, if it's a video on the internet, most of the videos that we have are probably about 5 to 6 minutes long. Or if you are giving a book, or when will you read the news magazine? It's about 50 minutes long. When do you think you could watch it? So if I call you, let's suppose that they say Thursday. If I call you Friday morning, you will have reviewed it for sure, right? Fantastic. What's the best number and time for me to call you? Then they give you the information. Great, we will talk then. Gotta run, and thanks. And then you go to the step number 8. You just got off the phone. As simple as that. It's really cool. That's why I love these scripts, because it makes really simple. Now, think about this. For every 100 people there are out there, there are 2 to 7 who are willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. And again, the 2 to 7 depend on the environmental area where you are, etc. But even if there are 2 people, the cool thing is that the question is, how many people you need in order to earn great income in Isagenix? Oops. Sorry, I jump ahead. How many people? If you have 2 people, one on each leg, you can make a fortune because you can create an incredible income because the way our pay plan is set up. And of course, we have to go through the numbers. But at the same time, when we are having the right approach, we go through those numbers much quicker. And eventually, we're going to get better people. And obviously, eventually, the more we do it, the better people, the faster you're going to go through people and the better people you're going to attract. And that's a fact. But as you see, this is a really cool system, really simple. And I recommend all of you to make sure that go through this webinar again or print out the PDF that we are going to put on this webinar. And also make sure read the chapter 4. That is where all this is. And you start applying it right away. But this is really important. How many leaders, again, you must have on each leg to succeed? Just 2. You get 6% paid, unlimited debt, up to $700,000 per year, and this is only in the cycle bonus. That's why, guys, this is a really powerful technique for you to get there. Of course, you have to be consistent, and never give up, because that's the secret of success. Again, guys, I'm really excited about this form because it's been working great with us. And if you have any questions, please just write your questions here and just start right now. I can see the questions this time. Let me see. Yeah, it seems that I can read it.
Yeah, and George, you know, I have somebody texted me actually a question. Where can they get the GoPro book that you're talking about?
Yeah, there are several places actually. You can get it into Amazon.com. You can go, if you have an account at Amazon, it's right there. The second part is you can go to the GoPro website, that is networkmarketerpro.com. And you also can get it from Sound Concept from isasalestools.com. And also, I already saw it in one of the bookstores that I went a couple of weeks ago. I saw the book GoPro there too. I think it was in Barnes and Nobles, if I remember right. But again, if Amazon is the easiest way, and usually you can get the best prices in Amazon. You can also get the recorded version. If you like to listen to the tape, or to a CD, not tape. That you can actually get the recorded version, and actually I think you can also download the MP3 from
Yes,
Amazon.
I have downloaded them, and
Yeah, yeah. I got the CDs and I put it on my iPhone, but yeah, cool.
I think it's only about 3 hours or so to read the whole book or to listen to it on tape. And
Yeah,
it's
I
the
know
best
it's not
three
really
hours.
long. Yeah.
It's the best 3 hours you can spend, to learn the business.
Yeah. Now, this is the way when I listen to it, and the same when I read it. I read more than once a chapter. The first time, if you want to, you can read it through the book right away. But I actually love to listen to the same chapter over and over again, because in that way, everything gets into my subconscious. That is where I want this information. But yeah, it's really powerful. Okay, let's see. We have another question. Okay, it seems that was really good because I don't. Okay, there is one here coming. Hold on a second, please. I couldn't see the questions. Why I have to go into that? That's weird. Okay, the next question is, yeah, this is going to be recorded. As I said before, it's going to be recorded. And I'm going to, as soon as it's recorded, as soon as we can also, we are going to also update the PDF. And that way you have all these script. But let me tell you, the same scripts that you saw are basically the same that you find in the book. If you have the book, really, you are okay. You're okay. Okay. Here is okay about the texting. What else? What if the person respond to the text? What else I said after that? It's why the scripts are really powerful because you actually go into the scripts. And I'm going to add, if a person, for example, after sending a text, the person says, well, I don't want to know anything about your business, that's okay. Make sure you connect with the person because, again, the no is no now. No, that doesn't mean that it's a no, that is, the person is always going to say no. Many of them would, but some people are going to change their mind like I did. Okay. Okay, let me hold on a second. I have another. If you don't know people, it sounds straight to say, I need to talk to you real quick. If it's someone you make on Facebook, well, it depends because, for example, the real quick is if you are talking to somebody that, for example, you met. I'm not talking about Facebook in this case. Let's suppose that is somebody that you met as a person, as a salesperson, and you are window shopping. I say you make a salesperson or waiter or waitress or something like that, or you are in an airplane too. In an airplane, you never start talking about the business before. Just before you get out of the plane, say, oh, really quick. I would like to connect with you or something like that. But the idea is to, now if it's somebody in Facebook, it's a little different. In Facebook, you start a conversation and we have we have some scripts already that we did in the past, I think the past 2 weeks, we already talked about some ways to approach on Facebook. But in Facebook, what you do is just start a conversation. You ask the person who, because I think what I understand is if it's a person that you don't know, I start asking more about them. What do you do? How long have you have done this? What else have you done? And what do you like about what you're doing? By the way, all those are the scripts that I have. It's just that I've read it so many times and done it so many times that, of course, I can say it. And then you say, have you ever had a business? Or have you ever thought in having a home presentation? Or home business, excuse me, not home presentation. Home business. And if they say, well, no, and say no, but it's no. If they say yes, you ask, have you ever tried before? How was your experience? Another experience. In other words, you are creating a different approach in Facebook. It's a little different when you're in Facebook. This is with actually people that you know in one way or another, or colleagues that you meet on your daily routine. Again, people that are selling something, people that you meet, etc. Because you don't want to give all the information when you are talking to them. I hope that answer helps. Okay, I didn't see the rest of the question. it's already that know that you are in Isagenix. The same thing that I was saying before. I start asking questions about stuff, how they are doing, etc. And one of the great scripts that I use, and you have seen it in one of the webinars that we have, is asking just after having a short conversation, asking if money and time were not a challenge, and you have all the energy to enjoy them, what would you do? And we have a webinar that's called like that, by the way. What would you do? What would you buy? Where would you go to? And just ask those things. Now, the person, remember, if the person knows about Isagenix, like you said, this is something really cool. First of all, before I tell them how Isagenix can solve the problem, I say to them, doing whatever you are doing now, how long will it take you to do those things? And just let them answer. And then you say, what if Isagenix was the answer to that? Would you take a look closer look to Isagenix? What if Isagenix was the solution to that, or would be the way that you will get all your goals and all those dreams? Will you take will you look at one video that I can send you, a LinkedIn video? But again, it's what if Isagenix would be the solution to whatever they have? Will you take a closer look to Isagenix? I like to use the dreams, really powerful, if the person knows already about Isagenix, because you just say, what if Isagenix is the solution? Will you take a closer look to it? That's simple. Now, if the person is not ready, that's okay. You follow up the same that Jimmy Smith did with me, or just keep in conversation, because it's interesting how many people come around. I was seeing a good example is Emily Vabra, is the youngest millionaire in Isagenix. She and her husband are the youngest millionaires in Isagenix. And they keep seeing this person posting on Facebook until one day they say, okay, I want to know what this person is doing. I want to know more about what you are doing. And that's why it's so important to be consistent, because you never know when it changes. Imagine that one of the person that you've been in contact, and they already know about Isagenix, that you are in Isagenix, because that's what happened with Emily. She knew that this woman was in Isagenix, but she didn't know what it was for real. And when she said, okay, what are you doing? Because she was in a position of creating a change already. She didn't get excited at first when she saw it, but this is why it's so important to be consistent. Okay, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. George, I just wanted to add something. You know, somebody asked me about this, how to invite people and so on. And as we know, you know, skill number 2 in the GoPro book is about inviting. And Eric Worre has put out a great PDF that gives great detail on how to do each one of those 8 steps in the invitation process. And I'm just going to quickly take my screen to be the presenter to show you how to get there. Let me just get to that screen, and okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. By now you should be seeing my screen, and let's see, yeah, there it is. So if you go to the How to Get Going site, on the front page, on the home page, if you go towards the bottom, you'll see a couple of videos. Past the orange video, which is the third video on that page, we have a little area here that has a little summary of the 7 skills of the book from GoPro. And if you go to the second step, okay, just go to that second step and scroll down. Here is basically what George was just going about, the 8 steps on the invitation. This is a summary, but if you want to get a great explanation, there is a link down here. It's a PDF from Eric Worre. If you click on it, let me just take you to it, and there you'll see what Eric calls the hottest recruiting steps in MLM. And let me actually just make this a little shorter. So you can see here the synopsis that George went, but this will give you a 15 pages of this will make you an expert inviting people. And what you saw that George was using, it's basically all in here in more details. So I think this is a great tool to learn how to invite people. So George, let me just make you back presenter here. So perfect. Okay, you should have that on your screen now.
Okay, yeah, I can see. Really cool. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see, yeah, that's are the scripts, and you already saw how you can approach them. I mean, download them. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is like a link I found, and it is great. The book goes in great details to it, but this is like your cheat sheet. This you can take with you and you can practice. And the nicest thing is it has uh, different sections. It has for cold market, uh, it has for one market, and so on. And that powerful formula that you just mentioned, the if I would you, is explained in great detail here. And when I saw this, I realized, it absolutely is fantastic. And when I have tried it now, I do not give out DVDs or CDs, but when I'm on the phone or when I meet somebody, if I send you an email with a link, would you, visit that link and so on? And it has given me great results. Okay. Okay, George, we're at the top of the hour again. So let's see, any more questions?
No?
No? Okay. Well,
Okay, guys.
then it's time to actually take advantage of how people feel after Thanksgiving. Give them the solution to get rid of those few pounds. I hope, by the way, everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Yeah, everybody. Great. Thank you.
Okay, well, then see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, George.